welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tells podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we are live on a Sunday night, ready to do some podcasting. Find us everywhere you get podcasts. Search the Black Guy Who Tells. Leave us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. We need that, okay? We like that. The official weapon of the show is the folding chair.
The folding chair, thank you.
And the unofficial sport,
bullet ball.
And bullet ball extreme. No real things to report right now. Just I don't think any show. It's been a while since I've had housekeeping notes that I didn't have to do. So I'm just gonna say less. Karen, do you have any banter that you would like to get into?
Yes, I do.
All right, then let me pull up my. Oh, good grief! Let me pull up my banter thing. For some reason, it's not where it's supposed to be. All right. Well, this is off to an auspicious start. Okay. Boom. Nope, that's wrong. Banter, talk to me. Okay. Sorry, normally, this never happens to me, guys. I'm sorry. Performance anxiety.
That's what she said.
Yeah. All right, found it. Jesus. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Do you have any banter?
I do.
Talk to me. Banter. Talk to me. Do you have any banter?
I do.
Banter. All right, Karen. Hit me with that banter.
Yes, I'm going to hit you up with that banter. My voice, it might sound a little off because I don't know what happened. I woke up yesterday and I felt a little itchy, scratchy kind of in the back of my throat. And I used to be a person who didn't really like taking medications and shit like this until I absolutely had to. And I remember one time the cold was whooping my ass so bad, I was like, I'm not going to take the medication. That I love sleep. That cough broke me out of my sleep. I was like, bitch, never again. Like, no, you break my sleep, never again. So, child, if I get the little whiff of, I ain't feeling too good, I automatically, like I said, the old school woman, I get the chloroseptic, I start spraying my throat, I start taking cough drops, I start taking cough medicine. I don't know if it's cold or not. Don't give a fuck, bitch. We gonna fight this before you decide to show up at my front door. You on your way. So even if you come, we gonna be on fight halfway fought to buy it before you got here. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been gargling my tonsils out with salt water and shit. I was like, fuck that. It's a Tyler, the Creator concert coming up Wednesday, and bitch, I am going. So I was like, no, I don't want to be I guess you and your mama. No, bitch, I am going. So I said, fuck that. So go ahead.
I thought it was me that suggested that you do cough syrup and stuff.
Yeah, because at first I didn't take. You're right. At first I didn't take the syrup, but I was doing the other stuff. I was doing the cough drops and the other stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? No. And Roderick had bought some because we have NyQuil at the house, and NyQuil, that's that shit to make. And you know, you take it, you be out. So I was like, hey, we ain't got no Dayquil. So Roger got me some Dayquil, and you got a kind with honey in it. It still tastes like medicine, but it is absolutely delicious. It don't have that, I guess that tartness to it. And so it's just a lot smoother to take, and you can actually feel the honey in it. So that's a good thing. So I really like that. But yeah, I am good. I hadn't coughed or anything like that, but yeah. That's the whole purpose. We not gonna cough.
Yeah, I do that too. I try to take care of myself before I get sick. Sometimes it's not even sickness. It's, pollen. It's, it could be, it could be allergies. It could be dust in the house or something. But I like to hop on it first and be like, nah, just in case. Because I feel like one hit of Dayquil, it get me through. And I'm like, all right, if I took one hit of Dayquil and I'm not sick, I'll be fine. But if I'm sick, I'm getting early jump on it. Maybe I can avoid sickness. I can get on the off ramp.
Yeah. Before we get to Sickness Avenue.
Speaking of which, I had to go to the store and buy the said NyQuil, Dayquil stuff. And I have a big problem, okay? I have a big problem with this. Because I went to the store and I looked at the counter and they have Dayquil, D-A-Y Quill, and NyQuil, N-Y Quill. That's how I spell.
Oh, okay. So
it should either be Dayquil and NightQuil.
Yes, spelled out.
Or it should be DiQuil and NyQuil. But it can't be both. Y'all gotta pick a fucking side. You're using fucked up grammar for the one at night. Is that because you got too sleepy to finish the sentence? Like, NyQuil. I don't like that. But Karen,
that's hilarious. We had went to a Hornets game, and sometimes when people come to the Hornets game, they don't want to cross over a bunch of people. So if they see empty seats, they'll just kind of sit down. It's their row, but they was like, this dude was like, I didn't want to cross all the people to get in my seat, so he sat down. And so, which I didn't notice at first. So he sat down, and the whole game, he was just screaming and hollering and was just super extra over the top loud.
Yeah,
and
he was a real like I want to be seen type of fan.
Yes,
he wanted people to laugh at him and all of that shit.
Yes, and so I looked at Ross and said, "Baby, this is how I sound when I be fussing and hollering."
Well, yeah, it's not as loud as his, but yeah, you know.
I was like, yes.
Like they're not supposed to hit every shot. That's impossible. You have to have some level of tolerance, especially if we're watching the Hornets, who are going to more than likely to not have a bad night most nights. It's like you got to have a level of understanding that these brothers is trying.
Yeah, they are. They're trying.
You know, it might not be working. They might not be good, but they trying to do something out there. But yeah, I don't know why the internet's acting weird just now.
And what's so funny is the people who seats that actually where it came, and then he actually had to go all the way to the end. And when he went to the end, he didn't say too much. I was like, oh yeah, you was doing this for attention.
Yeah, he was sitting by us, and he just wanted to make everybody like he was putting on a show. You know, he wants to be the show, not the basketball. And I mean, I don't mind it. From like you hear it every once in a while organically,
right?
But when it seems like somebody's trying to do a bit, it's like, what are you being filmed for a candid camera or something?
It felt like a bit. It really did. Yeah, because I do respond to rap, but I don't do that to like. It was like y'all literally every single play.
And it was when he left that everybody really was like, oh, thank God. Like you could feel the relief. I'm like, yeah, man, we came to watch the game, man. We don't know who you are, like, but it, you know, it can be fun. But I just find when those guys are talking like that and they're just like overly negative, it's just like, who is this fun for? Man, I was watching pornography as a gentleman is wont to do in his it is leisure time, and I had my headphones on, so I was listening to the sound, and it was there was a gangbang, and it had the most amazing playlist. It was more
not the playlist.
The playlist was better than the sex. I was really like,
playlist was fire.
I'm like, should I take my headphones off and Shazam this, or all the screens between gonna mess up the algorithm, and it's not gonna tell me like, oh, that's "Miss You Much" by Janet Jackson. It's just gonna be like, that's Gangbang Gloria #7. Like, I don't, I want to identify the song, but man, I was like, man, this is like, you know, like this gangbang is jamming. Is that where it came from? The turn, like, this is a banging playlist.
It was a banging playlist.
Maybe that's what it means. Yeah, it's like, listen, okay, they gonna come through for this one.
Everything gonna be banging: the music, the sex, the atmosphere.
Right. I was like forgetting some of them hits. I was like, oh yeah, that was
the bop.
I never thought of putting them back to back. If you put blame it on the rain right before it never rains in Southern California, like that's
shit now.
That can work. You're welcome, DJ Jaffa. Get the orgies going out there. I see you on Instagram DJing those orgies. You get out there and you hey, hit me up. I'll give you the playlist.
Keep the parties going.
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you get in there. Okay. I'm gonna tell you right when to switch to rock steady.
Come on,
steady
rock
rocking
steady
all night long. Karen.
And we was at the Hornets game, y'all, and I don't know why this took me for a loop. I saw like a random old school digital camera in the wild, y'all. Like, I haven't seen them shits in so long. I mean, like before cell phones could take pictures, you know, one of them things where you snap and it takes 3 seconds before it responds type of camera. I was like, holy shit, them things still exist. Because at first I thought it was a phone. I was like, that's a weird looking phone. Oh shit, that's a camera.
It's just it was a digital camera, a new, like, so there's a movement to kind of go back to that as far as like retro. Like I remember I bought Layla something like that for Christmas where she wanted a camera that took physical photos and printed them out like Kodak.
Yes.
And I think with the advent of social media and these kids and all that stuff and families and the phones and all that, there's like a movement to kind of be more present in the moment and get like a digital camera that's not connected to Wi-Fi or like the internet or anything when you're out.
Right, because you can just take a picture and you can just move on.
Download them later somehow, probably transfer through an app or something later. But in that moment, you're getting, because I feel like the quality of the cameras now on our phones are probably good enough that, I mean, you can take a photo with a phone now, and if you wanted to frame it, you could do that with certain options.
So yes.
So like, it didn't look like an expensive camera. Like it didn't have big lenses. It's just like a very small camera. But I noticed that too. But you don't see a lot of cameras in the wild no more.
And I think that's why that and the payphone just like took me for a loop because not you literally have to be of a certain age to even identify it and know what it is, because most kids be like, the fuck is that, and they'll just keep it moving because they're not interested. But as somebody that lived pre-internet, you're like, oh shit, I remember them bitches.
I was at the gym the other day and I was coming home, and there's a little dude at the front that worked the desk, and he'd be there if you get there at the right time. And he's like always so chipper and good spirits and just always greets you when you come in and all this stuff. Everybody knows him. I don't know his name and stuff because I try to come in with my headphones and I normally don't talk. I don't just give him a thumbs up or something. But he's so infectious and so just stubborn. He's just undaunted. No matter how many times I walk by my headphones, he's still gonna try to speak to me. So now I just kind of pull one ear down, and he always want to talk to me about the Hornets gear and Panthers and stuff. And so I say all this to say, he's worn me down, and now I'm like, okay, I anticipate talking to him every time I go. So on the way out, he normally isn't there on my way out because I work out and I'm leaving normally after he's off the job. But anyway, this time I was leaving early, so I seen him at the thing, and so I was like, I'm going to speak to him on my way out. And so I took my headphones off, and I said, hey, man, you have a good day. And he said, yes, sir, thank you. You have a great day.
Oh.
Man, fuck that dude, man. Do you know how much pressure it is to have a great day? I set him up for a good day. If you want to wish me a good day back, that's cool. But it's a Tuesday, my dude. It's 10 a.m. Actually, I'm leaving. It's almost noon. I got less than 12 hours to make this a great day. I made it a good day, but I failed at the end. I was a failure and I know he's laughing at me because all I did was have a good day. I went to the Hornets game. I had lunch.
It was a great day.
But it wasn't great. It wasn't. I'm sorry I failed you, man. I'm going to try to do better next time, but you didn't have to do me like that, man. A good day would have been perfectly fine with me. Up until that point, my goal was to have a good day. I said, if I can just have a good, average, above average day, that's a good day for me. And this man's like, nah, great. What, I gotta hit the half court shot for the Hornets now? I gotta get free. I gotta find $20 on the sidewalk.
He didn't say any of that. You are implying that, sir.
Oh God, Karen killing comedic genius over here. JL, at least you don't have to deal with this, JL. You can do it to yourself. You can be on your own show and do kids. But I have a person that's just decided not to yes and. Just fuck my jokes. All right, fine. All right, let's just move on to another segment.
You don't want to hear my laugh?
No, that's it. That's enough. That's enough.
Well, damn.
I think we did. I think you killed my joke. Why should I let you have yours? Go ahead. Do your last one.
My last one is, am I going to have to call the police on them USDA people? They keep showing up at the front door.
Well, no, Karen, because you call the police, they might come, and it's not a crime for them to knock on the front door. So why would you need to call the police on them? It seems like a complete overreaction, honestly, Karen. Almost a comedic level of overreaction that a person should understand on a podcast as a partner.
Yes.
That they should yes and continue to keep the segment going because it's called banter. But,
yes, sir.
But no, I don't think you should call the police.
Well, I was thinking about it because, bitch, they done showed up 3 days in a row, and I was like, they show up one more time. You done told them no now. No means no.
Well, you did say that, people need to stop calling the police for little infractions, and I just feel like this is not a serious enough infraction that they're just knocking on the door. It really just doesn't seem.
3 or 4.
Seem like you're overreacting. To me.
3 or 4 days in a row.
Yeah, it seemed like an overreaction. Okay. It's just knocking on the door. They're not trying to bang the door down. They're not harassing and demanding anything. They're not coming.
Yes, they is demanding something.
They're not coming there. They just requesting. They just
leaving flyers and shit with numbers that I just keep throwing in the trash can.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe call the number on the flyer and tell them that you don't want that you be off the list. I'm just trying to offer some reasonable suggestions that in no way
no solutions.
That in no way add any comedic value to this segment. Because that's what we do now, apparently. It's okay.
I guess that is what we doing.
Yep.
I'm tired of them people.
Mm-hmm. Where my money at? You a blood clot lie. What you talking about?
All right, let's talk about some news. And an update to one of our Guess the Race stories. It seems that dude that got accused of stealing diamonds and jewelry from a jewelry store, $770,000 worth of gems. Mm-hmm. He shit the gems out.
Finally.
Yep, our national nightmare is over. Look, normally I don't give credit for this, but I have to. Joe Biden wouldn't have made him do this. Okay.
In Joe Biden's America, this wouldn't have happened.
I've only seen somebody shit out $770,000 worth of diamonds under Trump. So, I mean, listen, maybe this is Doge. They finally cutting some things that make sense. I don't know. But yeah, so I guess he's free to go to jail now. I mean, it's not like you shit the diamonds out and it's like, all right, no harm, no foul. Put the diamonds back in there. Somebody can stick them in their ear.
You're going to jail.
Yeah, I don't want diamonds that go from rear to ear. Okay, I'm good on that.
Yes, I am.
Those diamonds have been through it.
You are not good at your job because you consistently get caught. Stop stealing shit. You are not good at it.
By the time those diamonds get to you, they've
been
through the fire.
Yes, they have. They're in the shitter.
And that's the picture of them holding the diamonds. I don't know, are the diamonds clean at this point? I feel like they need more than just that jewelry solution. I'm gonna need.
Yeah,
you gonna have to incinerate these diamonds. I don't know what would it take for you to put these diamonds in your ear, Karen?
I do not know.
Like how much of a sale on this diamond would you have to catch before you I'll rock them booty diamonds?
It would have to be real cheap.
Like if they said these were originally $800,000, but for you, my friend, $500,000. No, go $500.
I might consider for 500.
You rock the booty diamonds for
500. Bitch, we can clean the shit smell off of it. I got a deal.
So that we found your price.
I got a deal.
What about $1,000? So not 1,000, 500.
Yeah, cause I told you they would have to be really, really cheap for it to be kind of worth it to me. Cause like I want a deal. I'm not wearing no boo-boo diamonds and paying full price. No.
Okay, all right. It's just interesting, Yeah, I wonder if he goes to jail, they'd be like, so what are you in for? And he's like, oh boy, you don't want to hear this story. I have a special set of skills, holding stuff in my butt. Although that is a good skill to have in jail. Not even saying sexually, just they be smuggling shit in there. But I guess how good a skill is it? He got caught. Uber with Guns app contracts with police officers accused of misconduct. So
it's an app called that?
It's not called Uber with Guns, but that's how people describe the app. It's at the HuffPo.
Oh, okay.
It's called The Protector, like those kung fu movies. So apparently, on The Protector, you can use this app as a rich person, or I guess maybe just whoever can afford it, to get private security through an app.
Okay. Or like an event or something like that, you go, I just need private security for a few hours or something. Like you can just rent them.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like we could get some for our show.
That
Be like,
makes
we got a
sense.
live show coming. Like we've been talking a lot of shit about people. We get Protector app. Certain people in the crowd act up. We like single them out. Hey, Protector app, get Ron and Raphael out of here. He's doing too much. But what happens if Protector gets it wrong? What if the sweatshirt clad man swinging his arms insufficiently as he walks or toward a customer isn't a threat, but a loved one who runs cold and has stiff joints, and then the Protector whooped their ass?
Protector don't know.
Well, tucked into the fine print of Protector's terms of use is language waiving the company from any responsibility if your arm guard fucks up. So if they accidentally shoot your daddy because they thought he was a threat, then you have no legal recourse.
Well, then there's no reason for this app. What the fuck we doing here?
The app claims
I might as well hire my cousin and them. What is we doing?
The app claims that the company Protector acts solely as a technology platform facilitating connections between users and independent security professionals,
right? And
cannot guarantee specific security outcomes or the performance of any individual agent. So you can't be like, I got a 5-star Protector and I end up getting stabbed. They're like, we just run the app. You need to take that up with him.
Right, and that's how a lot, you've said this, that's how a lot of them do that shit. It's like they, quote unquote, it's like McDonald's going, we're not responsible, our franchisees. Well, bitch, it says McDonald's on the fucking door. What are you doing here?
After the gig, the book I keep bringing up, man.
Yeah,
really,
be accountable.
Really all these companies basically just have the same thing. They take something we already have that exists, they take away all the laws of it.
Right.
And then just essentially violate the law until the law comes in and regulates again.
Right. And
so
then
it's
they move
just
on to something else.
Why is Uber better than taxis when it starts? Because Uber doesn't have to do any of the things tech companies have to do.
Right. With regulations and shit.
They don't have to guarantee you shit. Like
you drive
it's cheaper because we don't. Right. It's cheaper because we don't have to pay the 7 types of insurance and all this other stuff that you're supposed to do when you run this company.
Unions and shit.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not surprised by this at all. But I mean, I'm assuming this was an app that rich people was going to use. Unless you just want to flex, like show up to your high school reunion with security. Like I don't know what a regular person would use to protect the app for, really.
Yeah, it's actually no point of this. You might as well go to the companies yourself.
Right.
The fuck is this? Because if they do anything wrong, who's held accountable? You for them fucking up? Because they gonna hold somebody accountable.
Right. That's very sketchy.
Right.
Because I guarantee you, when you accept the agreement, you're not reading all the fine print. You just think, I'm getting security. It's like, actually, you're not.
And they know this, and that's the trick. And the trick is, once you have to actually utilize it, that's when you realize what the fine print is.
Right. They might not be like professional with their security. They just gonna walk up on your mama.
Paul, why is you here?
It's like, whoa, hold on. That's a security person. Calm down. What are you doing? Don't ask my mama that.
Right.
Let's see. Jonathan Majors and Megan Good have finally jumped the broom. They got married, according to a source. We have no footage of this marriage. We have no paperwork from this marriage.
Don't have a ring.
We don't have a ring from this marriage. They confirmed their engagement in November, but not this marriage yet. And apparently it happened on the same day that we got that update if you were about the whole strangulation thing, which from my understanding was a different incident than the one he went to court for, but it was in the courtroom evidence, but that stuff was not allowed to be in this trial because they were saying that like only this incident and one other incident were ones that the evidence will be submitted to the trial. So apparently this evidence had been sitting out here this whole time, but the public hadn't heard it.
Right.
Only people in the court.
Because they was like, these things don't apply to this case.
Yeah, only the people that work, not even the jury, but like people that, like a judge probably would have heard it, that type of shit. The
maybe lawyers, yeah.
So this thing just existed out here.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew this existed the whole time. But
yes, he did.
When I said it wasn't new evidence or a new incident, it was a different incident that we had up until this point not seen evidence of in court.
Right.
So now that being said, it's not a new incident in that like he did something after he was convicted.
Right.
But it is like new to the public sphere. And I will make the same point that I made at the time, which is it's going to affect public opinion. Even with it being, it really should not change much for people. And I don't mean that in the like, I hope y'all forgive him or I hope y'all don't. I mean, just literally, this is what he was accused of. The lie that it really does give is to the people who say stuff like, he didn't do nothing anyway, or he wasn't even found guilty of nothing. Those people I hope it wakes them up because he was doing stuff. Mm-hmm. But if your point was it's unfair or he gets treated differently than other abusers and shit, I mean, sure, but who, like, you want me to ride for him because of the unfairness of his privilege or whatever? Like, I can't do that. I'll let y'all do that, but I'm just not, that's not my point of view on this. Anyway, they got married. Supposedly in, like, their home in front of just their mamas.
Just their mamas was the witnesses.
I guess so. I do wonder if this is official.
Yep, because what's gonna happen? People gonna be looking for them records. Because if the records not online, just talking about we married, y'all ain't married. If you ain't going to no legal binding contract where everybody sign papers and it's with the state, you are not married.
And the auspicious timing of it feels so media sensitive. Like, how do I change the narrative about this new tape that's out there? And I'm like, I don't know that it changed. I don't think you can change that narrative anymore. But yeah, and of course everybody I know is just like, she better be right, because this is one of those situations where if she comes out and says whatever, people are gonna have a lot less sympathy for her because they're gonna say, well, we all told you and you should have known, blah blah blah, instead of the like, listen, we've all been there, empathy. Megan will probably get a lot of people being like, what you thought was gonna happen and shit like that. So nasty work. Let's see, let's do another study suggests social media contributes to mental health issues and delusion. This is This from KIRO7.com.
Yeah, I 100% believe that there are a lot of people on social media that from all types of backgrounds and all that stuff, and a lot of social media lends itself to certain types of personalities, and not trying for sometimes certain types of disorders and things like that. Like you almost are rewarded for certain things, and yeah, there are a percentage of people that are online that are mentally ill and all this stuff, and online kind of rewards you for the ups and the downs and all that stuff that kind of goes along with that, which is not healthy or safe for you nor the public, because a lot of times you need outside help, which social media cannot provide and give you.
Researchers from Simon Fraser University reviewed multiple studies and found a link between heavy social media use and disorders such as schizophrenia, narcissism, body dysmorphia, and eating disorders. The study, titled "I Tweet, Therefore I Am," published in BMC Psychiatry, explains a concept called delusion amplification by social media. It suggests that social media platforms, by their nature, can encourage distorted self-perceptions and delusions, particularly in users who are already vulnerable.
Yeah, I'm 100% agree with that. Yeah, and there are certain, not everybody, but just over the years of looking on social media and learning about like a lot of these different terms and like actually what they really mean scientifically and things like that. Yeah, there's certain personalities where you go, oh, you're having like there's something else here other than what you're talking about. I can't really put my finger on it, but whatever this is deeper than a line.
For individuals with disorders such as body dysmorphia or narcissism, this ability to control how they are seen, because you can change pretty much anything.
Everything. Your image, you can remake yourself, you can delete your account, you can come back.
Even some of the filters and stuff. You can just change how you look, all kinds of stuff. So some of this said this ability to control how they are seen can be particularly harmful. Per the study, it found that people with these conditions may turn to social media to validate their self-image, but constant reinforcement of unrealistic beauty standards and social comparisons can worsen their symptoms. It's also linked to people with psychotic disorders such as schizophrenia are higher risk to develop delusions through social media use. And the thing is, like, obviously not, I'm sure a lot of people listen like, I don't have schizophrenia, why should I care? But I'm like, if just because it's like saying if we're in a room and there's smoke in the room, a person with asthma will have an asthma attack before a person who does not have asthma.
Right.
But that does not mean that the smoke is good. It means that your tolerance for how bad the smoke is just higher than someone who has, say, schizophrenia. We're still in a smoky room.
Right.
So we have to be aware that we're all in that room together. Some extreme cases documented in the study involve individuals developing full-blown psychotic episodes, believing their thoughts are being broadcast online or that strangers are conspiring against them. The study highlights that many individuals struggling with these conditions turn to social media because of social isolation, which I think is an impetus for a lot of people in general. Like, just social isolation drives you to social media, which the social is in quotes, right? It makes you feel like you're amongst people when you're not necessarily. You could be as distant from them as any place on the earth and still isolated physically from all the people in your vicinity that maybe you could find connections with. But it's like, no, I have this connection via social media instead. Rather than forming real-world relationships, they may use online interactions as a substitute for in-person connections. However, these digital spaces make it easier for delusions to take hold.
Right, and the thing is, when it comes to social media, anybody can have a social media account. They don't check your background, your mental health. They don't ask you. You don't have to fill out no form or no questionnaire whenever you open up a social media account. So you're gonna have people with all types of mental places, like mentally they're all over the place. And that is the thing. There's no rule that says, hey, if you got these conditions you can't get online. That's not true. So yes, they're gonna be among the rest of us, and actually they have a right to be there. And there are actually people with these conditions that don't do this, but there are a percentage of people that do, and that's the percentage they're talking about. They were like, hey, we want to be sure that these people are safe, get the help that they need, and do not allow social media to cause their conditions to get worse or cause them to spiral.
A 27-year-old porn star who posts videos to OnlyFans reportedly fell to her death after inviting two men to film a threesome in Brazil.
Oh,
Right. That's crazy. That's a lot. I mean, because I could see if it was in France because they were doing the Eiffel Tower, but Brazil, that just doesn't even seem on brand. Ana Beatriz Pereira Alves, who professionally was known as Ana Polly, appears to have fallen from a balcony onto a courtyard. Oh my God, while shooting a sex scene at the Mont Blanc Apart Hotel outside of Rio de Janeiro. That's wild too, because like there's no regulation on them OnlyFans porn sets. You know what I mean? I feel like back in the day, it probably was very little regulation on a porn set in the first place, unless you got in with like Vivid or Wicked or some major corporation.
People that actually was like, hey, we got rules and regulations.
Like I think West Coast Productions just had a nigga on the side that was just like, hey, don't go over there. Like there's no way they had an actual like people in safety vests.
That's why they was like, you get out of here.
Yeah.
We can't have you in here. You're not following the rules.
But it just made me think like with OnlyFans, it's like you kind of got to top everything all the time. So were they like fucking on the balcony on the railing? Were they, you know, like what were they playing? Throw me off the side of the house play? Like what were they doing?
Rock, paper, scissors. And there's also that thing. All jokes aside, baby, and maybe this is just the way I look.
What's rock, paper, scissors?
Oh, you haven't seen the thing where they do for some reason I found I just rolled down my Twitter timeline. People, you have like two people and they'll do rock, paper, scissors, and whoever wins runs to the person and they fuck them or make them suck their dick or whatever.
Oh yeah, I have seen that.
Yes,
that's a trend though. I thought that was one video.
I've seen several of them.
Okay,
It just
yeah, they could have been doing rock, paper, scissors, and bam, off the balcony.
Yeah, right. Because like, and when you say they trying to overtop each other, like that's a trend that's kind of happening. So I can see them doing that. You know, thinking this and something just went wrong with it, like because you never know with shit like that.
Yeah,
and it's for me, it goes back to the Uber Eats thing. What happens when you deregulate shit? Because the thing is, like you said, with the large corporations, like large porn corporations, things were monitored. You had like tests, like things were controlled. You had safety regulations. When you leave that and you go to something better like OnlyFans, and I'm not knocking it, but when you go to something quote unquote better like OnlyFans, now you're leaving it up to individuals to do the regulations. You're leaving it up to, so all the cost that the company would have picked up, or they would have just taken out of your paycheck, you don't have that no more. So now you have these people who are out here trying to out-top each other, out here harming each other, because guess what? If you'd have had a safety person there, but I don't take y'all asses out there on that balcony, or you need to be so many feet away from that balcony, like somebody somewhere would have been like, hey, this is not safe.
Because they like, my LLC is on the line.
Yes.
As opposed to just us all being freelancers out here. But yeah, she fell to her death. Police are reviewing the hotel's CCTV footage, interviewing staff, and looking through her phone to determine whether her death was a crime. So that's the other thing. Who knows what this could be a murder.
Yes.
Like the perfect murder. You know, instead of it being an ice pick made out of ice or whatever, it's a new the perfect murder now is to say it was a porn OnlyFans accident.
Right.
It's unclear whether drugs or sexual violence were a factor, as autopsy and toxicology reports are pending. It's a complex case, and we don't rule out any possibility from an accident to a possible crime, said a homicide investigator.
Excuse me, right, because that's their job. So now, you know, before they probably could have, was video, was tape, you know, because a lot of that shit, you know, is different. You got a staff, you got somebody's whole job. Who is it to be an accident person? But with this, it's just, oop, she dead. No, now we got to do a whole ass
Well, I don't know how rigorous the porn safety was, though, Karen. I don't think it was Hollywood level. I don't think they have a porn actors like union that would have
so they got a porn actors guild.
Yeah, I don't think so. So I don't know if it was like rigorous.
They need one if they don't. But go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like rigorous or not. But I just think stay off the balcony was probably pretty.
Stay off the balcony should have been the number one rule.
Having just one person there who's not fucking, who's like, hey,
that don't look safe.
I know you guys are in the throes of passion and all, but I'm not sure that railing will support 500 pounds of pressure So maybe we stay off of that.
Move this over to the left, over to the ground a little bit.
Alves's boyfriend, Pedro Enrique, who was not involved in the incident, told local media there will be justice if her death wasn't accidental. So he already looking for like this might not have been an accident. As the hours pass, it's starting to sink in, and the hole in my heart is only getting bigger, he said. And that's what she said. All right, that's it for that type of news. Let's move into some different type of news, okay? Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Maybe some fucking with black people, maybe. How about that? Oh no, you know what? Let's do Who News. We haven't done Who News in a while. News. Do you think when Porn CSI showed up to investigate the case, Horatio was like, looks like she went down on both of them? All right.
I guess that train didn't come on time.
What?
Train 3.
I knew it was a train.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, I get it. Yes, I get it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Who News? How about this one? Quez 2RR.
Who?
Quez 2RR. No, he does.
I'm assuming a rapper.
Correct. He is a rapper. Quez 2RR.
How is that spelled?
QUEZ space number 2 RR.
I guess. I'm just old, y'all.
I think if you solve for it, it's the first 7 digits of pi.
Something happening.
Quez 2RR faces severe legal consequences after he brought a machine gun to a hospital maternity ward, leading to federal charges.
What?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Right. That's not
That's not how that works.
It's not typically maternity ward behavior.
Right.
You gotta stay strapped in a maternity. No beef should be so real. You gotta stay strapped in a maternity ward.
Yes, and the way the maternity wards is now, they got your license, your registration, like that. Like, bitch, we want to know everybody that's up there.
His legal name is Terrell Monquez Cersei. He stashed a Glock Model 17 handgun beneath a couch cushion at Piedmont Walton Hospital. Like, they don't got cameras in the hospital.
Hospitals.
The weapon was illegally modified with a full auto Syrpian, turning it into a machine gun capable of firing rapidly for a loaded 30-round extended magazine. It's under a couch cushion. Any kid can sit on that.
Yeah, somebody could have accidentally shot themselves.
Hospital security stumbled across the hidden gun and quickly notified law enforcement. I bet they stumbled across it because the clip was hanging out half of it. I bet it wasn't even in there neat.
You know it was, because they come like every hour on an hour, every 45, like you fucking can't read that. So they are consistently in there.
Well, I'm just saying he probably had it sitting out in an obvious manner.
You know,
like the barrel was probably sitting in between the couch cushions, sticking out.
Sticking out on top of the flowers.
Right. Probably put it by the kids' cancer ward.
Right.
Federal agents from the Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco and Firearms and Explosions later confirmed the weapon operated as a fully automatic machine gun.
So that's the one where you pull and it just goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Investigators soon discovered that Quez 2RR wasn't shy about flaunting firearms. His social media account and music videos, which have garnered millions of views, prominently feature guns, including the illegally modified Glock. Oh, not the weapon on not in the video. Oh man, you hate to see it.
Hate to see it.
You kind of hate to see it, you know. Some people got to just get off the streets, but man, you put it in the video.
The same gun gun too. You can't even say it ain't yours.
What are you doing?
It was in this video 6 months ago, sir.
What are you doing? Why would you? Why? Do you like jail?
You took a picture kissing it, sir. Go
Right.
to jail.
You can't even say it's not my gun. It's like, no, it's definitely your gun. It's in your video. This my gun.
All right, that's the name of the video. This my gun.
All right. We can play something for you. This is my gun. It's definitely my gun. I got a gun. It look like this. Like, you going to jail.
Yeah.
You're going to jail.
Me and this gun, we all best friends.
Right.
Yes, you're going to jail.
My fingerprints on this gun. In his music video Traffic, Quest 2RR openly rapped about installing a switch and brazenly displayed the weapon for viewers. A switch is what you do to make it automatic. That's the illegal part. So he in the rap song, he's like, this gun is not legal. I've illegally modified this gun. His legal woes deepened after federal prosecutors indicted him in August in 2024 for possession of an illegal machine gun. Court documents also revealed troubling messages between Quest 2RR and a Clayton County police officer. The rapper had asked the officer to run warrants check on his behalf. The officer in turn leaked confidential details about an ongoing homicide investigation directly to the rapper. Federal agents executed a search warrant of his residence February 11, 2025, uncovering additional firearms linked to serious crimes. Among them was a weapon connected to a drive-by shooting in DeKalb County that left 4 people injured. Facing overwhelming evidence, he pled guilty to federal charges of illegal machine gun possession. He now awaits sentencing. Damn.
He one of them drill rappers?
No, I don't think, I wouldn't call him drill.
Okay.
But I don't know what genre. What would you call Quest?
Oh, no problem.
But drill is a lot of New York and London. I don't know how many other people do drill rap.
Okay.
Because
sometimes they be too close to that real life.
Well, all these young YNs, all these YNs be too close to real life.
It's okay. Y'all ain't got to be real. Go ahead and be a theater major, English major. It's okay, y'all.
That's why I hate to see our generation try to call these guys soft. Because I'm like, nah, these boys kill you. And they do a lot of shooting and killing. It's just because they mumbling on them tracks don't mean they not
mean about their life.
Rumbling in them streets. So
child, a lot of our favorite rappers got degrees and shit.
Yeah. So y'all better watch out. You think you about to roll up on Quest 2RR and the gun already got the switch on it.
He give you the business.
Let's see. British drill rapper. Oh, wait. We were supposed to guess who he was. Never mind. I'll say this for a different day.
I forget.
Let's do a different one for Who News. How about have you heard of an influencer named Ashton Hall? The correct answer is who?
Who? I don't know. It sounds like an actor, but I don't think this is an actor.
It's not an actor. He's
rapper,
fitness influencer.
Oh, I'd have never guessed that.
And he has a videos going.
That's
viral.
who that dude is. These things have been fucking hilarious.
It's him. He says it's 3:43 a.m. He already has no shirt on. He's greased up. He's getting in the mirror and he's trying to show us how, I guess, his day goes. 3:50. And then like every minute is it's like the updates aren't necessarily like every hour. It's like whenever he does something. So 3:53 he's standing in the mirror. 3:54 he's brushing his teeth. Okay, it's got to be 3:54 a.m. else he's running behind. Then he pours bottled water to, I guess, swish his teeth with. Stands on his balcony apparently for 10 minutes.
I don't know what kind of water that is, but they say that water is selling like hotcakes.
Oh, they're selling? God damn it. We are the dumbest. Fuck.
People have been buying the hell out of that water.
I want a motherfucking apology from everybody that wrote in about how TikTok was like, nah, Rye, you simplifying it, saying that people with pretty privilege that's just on there doing this bullshit. This nigga is literally just doing some bullshit and people are buying water for it. That's crazy.
Yeah, and people been making what you call that copies of it, and the copies have been fucking hilarious.
I've been seeing some of the copies.
They're not all good, but some of them have been really funny.
Y'all buying that water takes it beyond a joke. Who got water money in this economy to be just throwing away for a
that shit
joke?
look real expensive. That's in a blue thick ass bottle. You know that water like $25 a bottle.
That's probably the whole fucking thing. It's like I came up with a way to influence people to buy this water, and the rest is just bullshit. I don't care. I'm not really like this. Okay, wait. He stood on the balcony for like 30 minutes. I thought he would be working out or something. He was just outside, out on the balcony with no shirt on. Okay. Then he sits down and meditates at his table. He writes in his diary. He listens to gospel and drinks more water to quench his thirst. Pours water. Now, I don't know why it's stretched this way, but he pours water into a bowl, and then in that bowl he dips his face in it.
Yeah, a lot of people,
same like high quality water that he's drinking.
Yeah, a lot of people do that for pores and stuff.
Bottled water,
not bottled water,
right?
But
No, Karen, not a lot of people. This guy's different.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He built different.
He built differently. I'm sorry.
Okay, don't insult him. Then he put on shoes, and the jewelry. And it's time to leave the house in his fanny pack. Go to the gym. Leaving the gym. Very luxurious gym, by the way. Now, this was weird. Everybody pointed this out. When he goes to jump into the water, it's 7:36 a.m. When he dives in the pool. When he lands in the pool, it's 7:40 a.m. So is he suspended in the air for 4 minutes, or and they decide to edit that for time?
I don't know.
What was up with that cut? Then he gotta go to the sauna. White lady bring him towels. Back up to the room. Time to shower again, or I guess shower for the first time. He eats a banana, rubs a banana on his skin. Sits down. So looking at another ice bucket of water that he sticks his face in, which Karen says people just do that all the time. And then he gives an online discussion to some business people, I'm assuming at 9:15 a.m. because he's very important.
Bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
Got to get in at least 10,000. 10,000 what?
I don't know. It could be dollars. It could be pennies.
I think it's his power level over Vegeta. You want?
Yeah, because a lot of times when you go online, you see people dip their face in water like that.
Okay, you don't have to defend. I'm just making jokes. Then a white lady makes him food and brings it to him for his morning food.
Over some more of that water.
Some more water, yeah. And so people been clowning him. This dude made a video, I guess clowning. It's 11:32 at night, smoking on his vape. 11:33, drinking Red Bull.
Swish with Red Bull.
Yeah. Tripping over shit in his house.
That's hilarious.
But it really is just silly. Oh, man. Breaks a basketball goal in his house. Gets some ice cream.
He making a lot of damn noise.
Because part of his ASMR.
Oh, right. Because it's for hearing, right.
But yeah.
That's hilarious.
Whatever. I had never heard of this man till this thing.
I didn't know that was the person's name, but yeah, I've been seeing that shit going all up and down the timeline.
Yeah, like we got us a new big groove. Can't wait for y'all to get sick of him.
Yes, really quickly.
Somebody else noticed he's not the only one. Other people have made videos like this, not picking on him, but just other brothers that do these videos.
Okay.
And somebody pointed out the similarities. They all have white women that's just doing free labor for some reason. Just making them breakfast and shit. It just white ladies making dinner. Like,
right.
Like why what are you brothers trying to say?
Right? These random ass white ladies.
This is gonna be in the gender war segment next.
I bet you will be.
Keep this shit up. All All right, let's move on to...
I am in all the videos where the brothers seconds go by. I have edited those videos, and I like to speak out.
Right.
That's what's getting ready to happen.
Cause they gonna...
I am a film editor.
Right.
I was hired.
Let's get to another segment that we all know and love. Let's do some fucking with black people.
We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them black people. We're just fucking with them blacks. We're just fucking with black people. Hey, hey, do
Engagement bait from ex-quarterbacks should be about sports, not politics. That's right. RG3 volunteered himself to be on the Summer Jam screen because I guess I'll try to summarize the story, but the Department of Defense took down Jackie Robinson's page or reordered it in a different place, and ended up getting called out on it by the media. And part of the reason they got caught is because they've been taking all the DEI stuff off of the websites for the government. And people like Colin Powell and people that were recognized for, fighting against racism and breaking glass ceilings, they are now being not recognized, and they are now being basically erased. And so they took down Jackie Robinson, and Jeff Passan, Mina Kimes, many other people made points about it in the media space of like, hey, what are you doing? And this page eventually went back up.
Who knows for how long, but yes.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think they do stuff like this on purpose socially to see where people's default like fighting line is.
Agreed.
Because the thing is, you guys will fight for Jackie Robinson, but you might not fight for Colin Powell.
Right.
And so fuck Colin Powell. We still erase a lot of black history today.
Agreed.
And so RG3 saw Mina Kimes go on to Around the Horn, and on Around the Horn, Mina Kimes she won. And when you win, you get like your own I don't know, like maybe minute,
at the
45
most,
seconds to a minute to say, hey, this is what I would like to talk about with my winning time.
Whatever it is, people talk about all types of stuff.
Right. And so she talked about Jackie Robinson. I'll play this audio. Hopefully there's no echo. But yeah, she basically pointed out you can't. Oh, is this not gonna play? Is Twitter gonna act stupid? You can't talk about Jackie Robinson without bringing up race. It's just impossible. So you can't do this whole like, guys.
So ESPN and others reported today that the Department of Defense, amidst an ongoing effort to purge government mentions of diversity, equity, and inclusion, removed the website honoring Jackie Robinson's military service. It has since been restored, and their spokesperson, the Pentagon press secretary, said this. We do not view or highlight people such as Robinson through the prism of immutable characteristics such as race, amongst other things. So, look, Jackie Robinson was known for many things, but above all, first and foremost, it was his ongoing courage in the face of racial discrimination. In fact, in addition to crossing the color barrier in baseball, he served in a segregated unit in the Army, and in one instance refused to move to the back of the bus, was arrested and acquitted. That matters. That history cannot be erased, it cannot be undone, and it must be recognized to fully understand and celebrate his legacy.
Thanks. And what I hear there is obviously Mina Kimes being just a stand-up person, a great ally, and all of that stuff.
She's been about that life for a long time.
Yeah, I've been a fan of hers for a long time. But also I hear that like those are the reason they're probably getting rid of Around the Horn. Because around the horn is a space for people to be able to do stuff like that every once in a while.
Right.
And the stick to sports crowd and the we don't want personality crowd and the anti-DEI crowd, when they look at those shows, their racism is boiling over and being like, oh, sometimes the show has 3 and 4 different colored people and race people and different gender people and shit like that. I can't afford to have this in my life.
Right.
At any rate, RG3 sees this and says passive aggressively, sports shows on TV should be about sports, not politics. Then of course he couldn't let that stand because people probably were like, fuck you talking about? And then people was like putting it together like, oh, he's talking about Mina Kimes. Oh, he's talking about Jackie Robinson. Fuck is he talking about? Then he replies to this tweet and says, this tweet is not about Jackie Robinson. His significance can never and should never be erased. Breaking the color barrier in baseball in itself is not political. Jesse Owens winning 4 gold medals in itself was not political. Jack Johnson becoming the first black boxing heavyweight champ in itself was not political. They all had political ramifications. They all changed the status quo of racial barriers to fair play, race relations, and civil rights. That should always be acknowledged and never forgotten. They shouldn't be used as an excuse to push political agendas on sports shows on national television to an audience there to consume sports content. Yeah. I feel like we just saw how much of a coward he is to come into that discussion and try to spin it that way, but also his gobbledygook made no fucking sense.
No.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, you can't spell Redskins without DEI. So he probably liked when he was on the team, and it was before it got name change. What I think is interesting here is, I mean, besides the obvious that we all know, which is segregation was literally political. So breaking any color barrier, any color line, that would especially go on to be an example to so many other people in cases about anti-discrimination. Absolutely, Jackie Robinson was political. Him playing baseball was literally political.
Yes,
he was literally a DEI candidate, meaning his inclusion was there for diversity and equity and inclusion. Like, that's why he was there. There's no shame in that. He was not even the best black player at the time. The Negro League sent the player that is the most respectable and they felt could get through the punishment of it.
Right.
And he died an early death, absorbing all of that hatred and racism and just stress and all the stuff that he dealt with as a young man in that horrible situation. Called slurs every day. But this is not really about Jackie Robinson. And it's not really about Mina Kimes. It's about Robert Griffin III, the cornball brother. Because he has been on his grind the last year or so, especially after he lost his job at ESPN. He has really been circling the drain of like right wing, like, how can I get into one of these bigger bubbles?
He want to be on.
And so he's having Dana White on his show. He's saying Trump isn't racist. How can you prove he's racist? He's doing things like this on purpose. I always thought he was corny because of his like weird racial hangups around his wife.
Yes.
and his cowardice and inability to stand in them. Like, it's one thing for somebody to be anti-black and stand in it and be like, man, whatever. He's the kind of guy that lets someone come on his show and be anti-black woman and then laughs at it but doesn't check them. He's the kind of person to post a video where it's like, when your wife takes melatonin instead of melanin instead of melatonin, and they change places and do the like, I'm black, and oh, my wife's butt, you say she's just a white girl and it's just a little ass white woman butt anyway. It's like, there's no, like, what is your hang up around us?
Right.
We're not messing with you. So if anything, a lot of black people unfairly, or not, I shouldn't say unfairly, but presume to have your back in the day when you got called a cornball. Mm-hmm. So like, they've always unfairly been in your corner, and then on the back end, we got to catch it with the weird anti-black, ridiculous tap dancing, shucking on this side of it, where it's like, well, I don't see if it is, I ain't seen it. Like, dog, it's obviously about politics and race when it comes to those people you name.
Right.
And it wasn't just, they weren't, and this is the thing, and I always say this about our ancestors, stop dehumanizing them by using them as pictures but not reading the book. Stop doing that, because people say dumb shit all the time, like, nobody died for my right to vote. Yes, they did. They died for their own right to vote and for yours, and we know that because they were in organizations and they said it. They wrote it down for us to read. Right. Many of you did not read it, so you say platitudes that aren't true. Like, they just died for me to have the freedom to choose not to vote. No, they died and they wanted you to vote. Their last breath on this earth was passing on their legacy from them to you, to a future they could not even see over the horizon.
Right.
The dream that they dreamed and you never got to live. And they so yes, they actually were hoping you would use your power to vote. That's what it was about. They were using theirs, and it wasn't just, and if you felt like it, this is a commandment. We are giving our lives to make this happen. Well, similar things happen with Jackie Robinson. You can read his life story. You can read all about what he went through. He knew this was about race and politics. He was very politically active. It's like saying that Kaepernick was not about politics. A person RG3, I'm sure, never really would speak up for like that. But no, you can't unlink these things. And Jesse Owens was literally only on the team for the relay race anyway, because 2 Jewish people were not allowed to go because the Olympics were in Germany under Hitler, and they was like, oh man, it's not fair. Y'all are 4 of the best relay. You're supposed to be here. But we're gonna actually let Jesse Owens take your place, and they won. But the point being, like, that's political. The politics were happening way before they were getting on the field. The politics were happening in their lives. But I don't doubt that RG3 knows this. I think he is a coward. I think he is. This is him signaling to a different audience.
And it's not us.
Than us.
Yeah. We are not the audience for this.
And so ever since then, he's tried to do what I like to call singing gospel at the Apollo. Meaning he has gone on Twitter and now he's tweeting shit about Jesus and stuff.
Right, changing the subject like you still not supposed to be in his ass.
We need to fight for each other harder, and then we fight against each other. And he's still getting cooked in the mentions, which means he's reading the mentions. Because he keep trying to fix it. And he keep trying to talk about other stuff. Nobody wants to talk about that. They like, no, go back. Then he put, trust God. God's got your back through all the challenges life throws your way. God like, now why am I in it? RG3, you know I didn't say any of that stuff. Leave me out of here. Then he posts this. I never said what some are claiming I did about Jackie Robinson, Jesse Owens, or Jack Johnson. But I understand is how many heard it. That's on me. Jackie Robinson, Jesse Owens, and Jack Johnson's achievements in the face of brutal racism had an immeasurable impact on moving civil rights forward. They are heroes. They are my heroes. My words were dropped into a debate I wasn't trying to join.
But you did join it. You act like we're crazy. You put some shit out there. We read what you said. It's not like you did a video where you actually spoke. We read what you said. There was no video format of this, so there was no way for me to hear what. No, we read your words, said, bitch, what you talking about? You didn't want to stand 10 toes down in it, so you freaked out, and then you turned to Jesus. Don't act like we crazy.
No one was asking you to do anything. You joined the debate.
Yes, you did. You could have said nothing.
You did it.
Stop doing that. Stop telling lies, bro. Stop telling lies, bro. You heard what I just told you, right?
The lies.
And the biggest reason why I said you could have said nothing is like now when people come at you, you want to claim victim, like you just randomly got tossed in the conversation.
What he wants us to believe is that he was tweeting apropos of nothing at the exact same time Mina Kimes was talking about Jackie Robinson and everyone was sharing it and applauding it. And he just happens to have Dana White on this show and say Trump's not a racist. He just happens to be that guy.
We don't believe
it's all coincidence. Jackie Robinson, Jesse Owens, and Jack Johnson's achievements in the face of brutal racism had an immeasurable impact on moving civil rights forward. They are heroes. They are my heroes. My words were dropped to a debate I wasn't trying to join. There was a heated conversation happening around Jackie, DEI, and the current political climate, but that's not what my tweet was about. Coward. I am responsible for my words and the timing of any message. The facts are the timing wasn't right for my nuanced take.
There was no nuance here. What are we saying?
It wasn't, just being stupid isn't the same as being nuanced. It didn't go over anyone's head.
It did not.
I would never diminish history, race, or any one of those men's legacy. They are American icons. I would never disrespect that. I will always be open to all people's beliefs and conversations. That's why I ask tough questions. That's why I try to create a safe space where people feel free to speak their truth and engage in open conversation.
What? You were not asking any questions. You were making a statement, first of all. Like.
And he don't ask tough questions of those conservative people he brings on his podcast to make a safe space for. His matter of fact, I go on to say his podcast is literally the least challenging space. Like, he doesn't ask tough questions of anybody that, is to the right of him. He just goes on whatever they assume, like, that's fine. It's a friendly conversation, and it's okay to have spaces like that.
Right.
But let's just call it what it is. You're not asking tough questions. You're just letting people spew whatever the fuck they feel like spewing on your show.
Right.
It's like saying Shannon Sharp asks tough questions. No, he doesn't. He just lets you do whatever the fuck you want to do. Thanks to the people who have spent time with me over the past 48 hours to help me better understand how the timing was not right for my take and why it was heard differently than I intended. Yeah, I think he's a coward and pretending that it's a coincidence that he's gonna ride that lie out to like I just happened to tweet something about Jackie Robinson. It had nothing to do with Mina.
Nobody believes you.
I still choose to believe there's a place for tough, honest conversations with different viewpoints and ideas. I'm listening, I'm learning, I'll keep showing up with respect. That sounds like some AI wrote. I mean, artificial intelligence. Not yeah, but all right. 0 to oh wait, and then one more thing about this I forgot to say. It did give me an idea. I know I just called him a bunch of names, and I know that he probably would say no to this, but listen, show business is business. It's tough business, and I have a business proposal for RG3. If he's willing to hear me out and work with me. I think we should do a TV show together called RG3 History. I think it could work. I think it could be good. In RG3's history, we just reduce everything to its most basic components, and then we hide behind our own cowardice. So we'll be doing stuff like finding Black history icons, like this brother here who drank from the whites only water fountain. I don't know if you've ever seen this picture before. This is a real picture that happened. Yeah. And we'll be like, this isn't political. This is just a man who needs a sip of water. We all need H2O. Why people are injecting politics into this is beyond me. Join me on RG3 History. We're gonna talk about the pioneers of history that are brave in spite of not really anything we can say they was fighting. They just happened to be very brave people that were not political people. They were just people that stood for something that I can't say myself what they stood for, but just know that it's good that they were taking a stand, and that's really taking a stand in any direction is honestly what it's about at the RG3 History. Rosa Parks wasn't political. She just wanted a seat on the bus. Who cares if it was in the front or the back? She needed to get from point A to point B with someone else's transportation, and that's all that matters. We do a disservice to her legacy when we make it about politics. Okay, Stop politicizing Rosa Parks. RG3 History. Go ahead and check us out every day on the Jason Whitlock Network. Martin Luther King wasn't political. He had a dream.
That's all.
A dream of speaking to a lot of people about some stuff.
A dream at the mountaintop.
And he was able to do that because he was a gifted orator. That's not political in of itself. So let's not make his legacy political, everybody. Let's calm down on the politics. MLK is not a political person by himself. It's only political if you start looking at what he was fighting against and what he was fighting for. But why would we do that? That gets confusing. We can't all agree. So let's just stick to the rivers and lakes that we used to over here. All right, Karen. 0 to 100.
This gets a... I guess it's gonna get a 75.
Okay, all right.
I'm fucked with, but it's also RG3.
Right.
So I'm
habitual line shucker.
Right. So, but he's also not one of them people where you hear their names and you just go Jakaris just because you just do so much fucked up shit that it don't matter what you do. You can save a kitten and I would still be like Jakaris. He's not on that list, but at the same time, I'm just a little irritated, but not. I'm
gonna give it 100. Honestly, I'm gonna give it Jakaris. I think he's on my Jakaris list now. Because at this point, I see the grift early. I see what he's trying to do. My coon sense is tingling. I feel like we're gonna be here for him for a few more times throughout the year. Hate to call it early. Hopefully he surprises me and has more integrity than I'm thinking. But I think this is his lane. He's unemployed. He sees the bigger bubbles. He wants the bigger bubbles.
And he wants to get back on TV.
And also, he's a habitual line stepper and fetcher. And so when you get to habitual status where every time your name come up, my eyes roll before I even know it's said, I gotta start going my gut and saying Jakaris. You just on the Jakaris list.
You know what? The more and more I think about it, I think I am gonna put him on Jakaris list. And the biggest reason why I'm gonna put him on the Jakaris list is I'm thinking about one particular incident, particularly less about this and more the videos he does about his wife. Like I think those videos actually irritate me. You married a white woman, baby. That's okay. We don't actually give a fuck about you or your white woman. Love on her and marry her. You know what I mean? Like enjoy her for what she is over there.
It's just a lot of weird. But you bring
us into it and it's really weird. Like she just want to mind her business. All of a sudden, people going off of my timeline because you posted her doing Pilates and she's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like shit like that. Like and it becomes irritating because it's like, "Hey, dog, didn't nobody ask to be in this mix?"
Yeah, like that. All the weird interracial couple. Comedy stuff that's just only relies on the fact that she's white, I'm black, he's black, I'm white, or whatever.
Right.
All those always skeeve me out a bit because it's always like, that's weird. Like
it's weird.
It's weird. I think because most of them just rely on these really archaic stereotypes,
right?
That either fetishize or otherize the other person. And it's always such a weird thing. But there's a type of influencer that does that content. That's just, here's my white wife wearing a do-rag, and here I am wearing yoga pants. Isn't that funny or whatever? It's like I'm sure it's funny to somebody, but I always think about what are those people trying to say,
Agreed.
So yeah, he and the fact that he's a sports guy that decided to dedicate some of his time to being that kind of content guy is weird. And plus he has that weird podcast that is clearly trying to trend towards the alt-right type leaning shit. So
right, and it's very annoying to me. So that's why so more and more I think about it, I think that's why I'm gonna give it a Jakaris, because you already are irritating, and then we just out the blue you get Oreo videos, like just stupid shit. Just baby, just love your wife. What is this? Take me out the group chat.
RG3 is who y'all think Groovin' Gorilla is. Okay, think about that.
What time is it?
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
All right, let's get into some guess the race. We've been too high and mighty. Time for us to be racist as well. Let's see. A man robs a Whataburger with a large knife after his card payment didn't work.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh man.
What you mean it declined?
Right. It's like, well, now you gonna decline in blood. you about to experience some loss as well.
Some loss of some blood.
Yeah. You going into the black.
Oh no.
On your budget, blacking out. So Fort Worth police are asking for the public's help identifying a man seen in the video robbing a Whataburger. I've never been to a Whataburger.
Never been to one.
Fort Worth PD tells us that they've arrested a man seen on video.
Now let me know if y'all can hear that, and then I'll finish playing it. But I have to know if y'all heard that or not, because I played like 5 seconds of a news article. They heard it? Okay. All right, I'll finish playing it then. Here we go, guys. I'll start it over.
All right, here at home, Fort Worth PD tells us that they've arrested a man seen on video robbing a Whataburger with a large knife. Police say last month the suspect tried paying with several different cards, but they were declined. They say the suspect stepped away, then returned with that knife, and he grabbed a bag of food and left. Police say the man is in custody, connected to a bank robbery unrelated to the Whataburger incident. But
did his card get declined at the bank too?
Right? Must have.
He's
Damn,
like,
you robbed the bank and then still didn't have enough money for the Whataburger?
He just keep his knife on him in case he forget his PIN code. They're like, sir, what's the PIN code? He's like, it's 72. No, it's 5. Fuck it, I'll get my knife. I'll be right back. I said I need $200 withdrawal.
And I'm gonna get it.
All right, well, guess the race, Karen.
Did it say his name?
No, they just said what he did. They didn't say his name.
I'm gonna go black because his car got declined. I ain't got nothing else to go off of. You didn't give me no name.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Check the chat room. Robbing folks for food is some in shit. Black says Yeti. 2 blacks and Karen saying black as well. The correct answer is white. Too many crimes that week. White says mine. The correct answer is black. You got it, Karen. Some of you did miss it. And I don't know if you can see him there, but
in the corner,
yeah, that's him in the corner. What's up with this music?
That music is too poppy for
they playing. I always feel like somebody's watching me. I guess because the camera's on them.
I guess so.
I love now. Look at his face right there where they zoomed in. That's clearly when the car got declined for the last time. His face right there is like, what you mean decline?
And you know he gave him multiple cars.
Yeah.
All them bitches declined.
That one too. I guess I gotta go to my knife card. This my last card right here. Okay. The Slaster card.
Oh no.
Let's go to the next one. Louisiana man.
Best interest ever.
Louisiana man claims it was not a crime to throw food on his wife. Maybe he's addicted to love. That's why it's no crime.
Guess so.
If he's addicted to love, let him do his time. That's all I'm saying. Facing arrest for pelting his spouse with his lunch and a metal spoon. A Louisiana man offered police a novel legal take, claiming that it's not a crime to throw food on his wife. You know what? It's Louisiana. I guarantee you they did have to look it up.
Somebody had
the cops
to pull
like
out the
it's not. Hold on. I feel like it might, but you're right. It is Louisiana. It might not be a crime.
All right.
Let me look it up.
Women
in
is
wife.
still property.
Let me see wife crimes. Okay, legal to beat her with a switch. So did you beat her with a switch? Nope. Spoon. Oh, it's not looking good for you.
Not looking good. Food was not on the list back in.
You should have gone with a shovel. They didn't even use spoons in 1842 when you made these laws.
Spoon. We had wooden spoons back then.
Yeah.
Metal was not invented.
Did you throw water at her? Nope. Okay. It was food? Nah, that's not in here. When cops arrived at the couple's Monroe home, they observed food on the master bed where the victim stated the incident took place. A small lump on the back of the victim's head as well was detected by police. After being read his rights, he declared that it was not unlawful to shower one's spouse with food items. Well, after being read your rights, one of those rights is to remain silent.
Mm-hmm.
That analysis was rejected by police, and he was arrested for domestic abuse battery. He spent 2 days in custody before posting $500 bond on the misdemeanor charge.
And the food would have been cheaper for you to eat.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if in jail he threw food on the cafeteria workers. Or he was like, actually, you're not my wife. That might be illegal. Karen, guess the race.
White.
Karen's going to white for, what the hell was this man? Willie Cook. Let's check the chat room, see what they believe. Crime or cornucopia of cornucopia, I guess white. I don't know. Beignet battering white, raging Cajun white, raising Caucasian. That's hilarious, friends.
Yes,
fans.
that is.
Caucasian? That is so good.
That is good.
Take a bow. I've never heard that before. White, making up laws from thin air. White, didn't do black. White. The correct answer is Karen said white, and she was wrong. Many of you said white. Congratulations.
You mean black?
I mean black. I meant black. Sorry.
Okay.
You got it right if you said black. Sorry. Willie Cook. You went with white. I think I might have got that off the name alone. It is Louisiana though, so maybe there's a lot of white Willies down there.
Right, because you just never know.
Willie Cook sound black to me. Sound like that man make a mean croaker.
Right, it do, don't it?
I can't believe you went with that, but okay.
Yeah, and the nigga had the nerve to talk about I could throw food at my wife. Bitch, what?
I feel like a black man would say that. I don't know what that says when I think about black men, but I do feel like a brother would try to make that argument. Like, hold on now, it's not illegal to throw food on my wife. Okay, I didn't throw food on her. You act like I threw food on a stranger. This is my wife we talking about. She ain't got no rights.
What time is it?
Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the race. Triple the points. 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 Triple the race. Triple the race.
A spring break beach brawl ended with an 18-year-old combatant under arrest for allegedly biting off the ear of his opponent.
Well, damn.
Yeah. I
It
guess
was
you
like
could
the
say.
MMA style. What is this?
Guess you could say he gave him an earful.
He took a bite out of the situation.
He must have been at a party. Sounds like he talked his ear off.
That's good. That's real good. Damn,
A sheriff's deputy was patrolling Fort Myers Beach Monday afternoon when he was flagged down in reference to a fight that occurred when one man's ear was bit off.
I guess he didn't hear that coming.
There was probably alcohol involved.
You know it was.
I think he was drinking Michelob. I should say Mick Earlobe. Anyway. An investigation confirmed that the victim, Jawan Black, we're not guessing his race, suffered a traumatic auricular amputation of his left ear during a brawl with Jack Turner, 18. That's whose race we are guessing, Jack Turner. Black was transported to a hospital for treatment. That's the victim. The video recorded by a bystander showed Turner pummeling Black as they wrestled in the sand. At one point, police reported Turner pulled Black's head upward as he brought his face toward the left side of his head. It was then that Turner allegedly bit off Black's ear.
Woo!
Yeah, that's some real Invincible type shit.
Oh, and it takes a lot of strength to bite somebody's ear off, y'all.
He was like, when he spit out his ear, he was like, "Did you think you were?" And then the title card showed Invincible. When the ensuing fight,
he gave him an earful.
I said that was my first pun joke. I'm not giving you. You don't get any of my
no problem.
CSI. Okay, just letting you know.
I'm sorry, my brain just ticking.
You just tried to TikTok me.
I did. I'm sorry. I tried to TikTok you.
Yeah, you more attractive, so you trying to take my content and blow up with my jokes
and give you no credit.
Yeah, that was the first one.
This is shit to make JL mad. I'm sorry, JL.
A female witness, Haley Seeley, told cops that she was walking with Black and others when Turner called him some names,
some racial slurs,
some names, and approached Black and hit him from behind. When the ensuing fight was broken up, Seeley said she saw Black's ear had been bitten off. Turner was arrested at the scene on a felony battery charge. He was freed from county jail the following day after posting $50,000 bond. A judge has ordered him to have no contact with Black. Yeah, why would he? He's already been here, done that. That was terrible. An application seeking the appointment of a public.
See, they ain't all good for everybody, y'all.
I mean, I'm fair to myself. I don't give myself any bonus credits for my bad ones. An application seeking the appointment of a public defender. Turner today reported having no income and that his bond was posted by his family. Turner's residence is listed in a 3-bedroom Fort Myers home purchased by his parents in 2018.
Of course.
Guess the race of Jack Turner.
Oh, white.
Karen's going with white. Let's check the chat room. See what they believe. They're saying White Tyson.
That's hilarious.
Posted Nell White. A lot of whites in the posted Bell White. Yeah, $50K for Bell that's a grip.
Yeah, that is.
Even with that 10% is $5,000.
That's still a lot of money.
Yeah, like your parents had that, huh? The correct answer is white. You know why he spit the rest of the ear out?
Why?
Because he bit off more than he could chew. I don't know. Did I say that one already? I don't remember. All right, that's a little bit. You know what, Karen? Why don't you get some too? Right. Everybody gets some.
Thank you.
But yeah, that's him right there. His hair is real frizzy. He like he been in the fight.
Yes.
And
that pillow.
And your instincts were right. The names were racial slurs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was like,
I sound to me from context clues, black man walking with his white girlfriend, racist white boy starts calling him some racial slurs, gets in a fight, bites the black man's ear off in front of all his friends. I'm just saying.
I prove a point.
I blame the current administration.
Yeah, making people bold.
Why? People getting a little too excited. All right, sword ratchet this time. A state college man is in custody after allegedly threatening his roommate with a katana sword and a kitchen knife during a dispute over a thermostat, according to a criminal complaint filed by Ferguson Township Police. Ming Quan Hong, 21, is charged with terroristic threats, simple assault, and harassment following an incident that occurred January 24th. Police responded to the residence around 6:06 p.m. after receiving a report of disorderly conduct between the two roommates. According to the criminal complaint, Huang became upset after his roommate locked the thermostat to prevent him from adjusting it. Well, I guess he thought he needed to turn up the heat.
I guess he didn't get a feel of the room first.
Yeah, he should have took the temperature. So then the disagreement escalated when Wong allegedly began banging on his roommate's bedroom door, threatening to hold a knife to his throat and demanding that he come out the room. The victim told police he feared for his life as Wong continued making threats and pounding on the door. A witness told officers he saw Wong holding a katana and a kitchen knife while making threats. Not dual wielding.
That's serious.
Right. I think he's solo leveling. The witness and another individual fled.
Was he barefooted too?
Right. Fled the apartment out of fear, but later returned to speak with police. Officers later recovered the weapons from Wong's bedroom. When questioned by police, Wong initially denied making threats or holding weapons. He just happened to have swords and knives.
For no reason.
However, an officer observed the hilt of the sword protruding from behind his bed. Wong then admitted to making the threat involving the knife.
Him and 2RRQXWYZ didn't know how to hide their weapons.
Right. Also, what a child's way of thinking of compromise, because the cops were like, we see the sword, and he goes, well, okay, I did have a knife. It's like, what? What are you doing at this point? Like it was like, well, okay, I guess if you said I couldn't be outside after dark, it was a little dark. Like, no, you're in trouble.
You in trouble, right?
Even welding the knife is in trouble, buddy. Like, and the sword is obvious to any reasonable human being that you did that too.
Right.
He admitted to having a knife. He is awaiting preliminary hearing scheduled for April 16th before court. Judge Casey M. McLean. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening, everybody. This was fun. We'll be back throughout the week. No show tomorrow, though. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah.